So, fellas, y'all know that guy who has the game all figured out, who has these who has these 304s all figured out. In fact, he did a complete math equation about them. Well, guess what? We're gonna take a look. We're gonna take a look at his findings and research, and we're gonna react to the shit off the gate. No introduction required. Y'all see the title of today's video. And yes, all red flags will be pointed out. And before I go any further, shout out to MTR, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. I'll put the link to his full video in the comment section. Go check it out. This is pure informative information right here. But enough talking. Let's get down to business, shall we?
So this question is for the men.
Present.
Let's say a woman sleeps with 100 men.
Gross.
Ew.
You call her a whatever you want to say.
Maybe on the internet. In real life, we just stop responding.
And why does she sound butthurt? Why does she sound butthurt over that? Maybe because she herself is a 304, and every time someone brings up 304 nature, she gets her feelings hurt? I don't know.
A woman sleeps with...
Some of them do. It depends upon the result that you want out of them, all right? For relationship, to take the woman seriously, you start responding. But for fun, a good time, you just double wrap the eggplant, baby. Let's go.
her man.
Strap up before going in, fellas. Here we go.
100 times. She's loyal. She's wifey. She's whatever you weirdos want to say.
Weirdos.
That's ironic. Coming from a weirdo with ugly nose piercings. Now that's weird. Let's continue.
What is the difference?
One of them is a...
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
are y'all just that stupid? I don't know. I want to hear it from like a dumb.
Stupid is as stupid does, ma'am. And the fact that you're online asking such stupid questions, that just completely says it all. But he yourself trying to question others of being stupid. Do I need to go any further on this? Let's continue.
Standpoint.
Oh, well, from a dumbass standpoint, being a skank makes you disgusting. But you already know we feel that way.
Yeah.
That's why you made your video.
It's funny watching hoes try to rebrand as if being a hoe should not be looked down at within society, thus changing how we've always looked at hoes throughout history. And it's not that they want to change the perception of hoe by not being a hoe anymore. It's that they want you to now think that being a hoe should be tolerated. And for the gender police pop off on me because they're like, well, men can do it. They get accepted.
And the fact, think about it. Years ago, a couple years ago, then we had Amber Rose trying to promote slut culture. 304 positivity. And it's amazing. It's so amazing. You got 304s out here thinking that this is a badge of honor. This is an achievement. Oh, being a 304 is a flex. Get the fuck out of here. Let's continue.
That more or less we're doing it. Well, let me try to give an analogy for you. What's more gross if I was at a party? If I put my chicken nugget in the dipping sauce or the dipping sauce that receives 100 chicken nuggets, what's more disgusting?
The dipping sauce that received 100 chicken nuggets. And 9 times out of 10, they double dipped at that. Let's continue.
I'll let you guys decide that. All right, let's go.
So let me give you less of a dumbass answer.
Okay.
Why do men not like it when I sleep with 100 dudes. Really? Are we really? Are they really asking this question? Of course, men would not like it. Of course, men would not like a woman with a super high body count like that. But let's continue.
Down the home, man.
When someone doesn't like something, that's the end of the conversation. I don't know who told you that you're in charge of my feelings, but it physically doesn't work that way. Reality doesn't have room for that. These are drawings of boundaries. I draw this over and over. This was the first one I ever made. The yellow is a public space that they both are in. That's a bar. And so it's okay for the guy to start talking to the girl. But then when she says, no, don't do that anymore, she's exerting a new boundary. And if he continues to do it, it's a boundary violation.
Correct.
So what you are doing when you tell me what should be in my feelings is, hang on, I have to make a new one. There you go. You're thought policing. You're taking your perceptions and feelings on the inside and telling me that they should also be mine, and you don't.
In a nutshell, correct. In a nutshell, correct. Because let's just say if a man tries to inject his beliefs on a woman, of course, he's going to be looked at in a negative light. But when she does it, it's different. Oh, I want to inject my thoughts, my feelings, my insecurities onto you. And which men ain't going for that. A man with common sense ain't going for that bullshit. Let's just be upfront and real, call a ball and a strike. Let's continue.
Get to do that. So you can tell people not to do bad things to you. Like, for example, don't play music when I'm trying to sleep. But you cannot take your feelings and say, stop liking music.
Right,
you are not the police of how I feel. So I'm not saying that boys are in charge and we make the way things are. What I'm saying is God.
Basically, she says, don't talk about sports at the dinner table. That's one thing. But when she turns around and say, oh, you should not like sports at all, she needs to go somewhere. For that matter, for that same logic, fellas, if she wants you to stop liking sports, then it's only fair for you to tell her to stop wearing makeup. Come on, I'm going to keep it 100 on this. Let's continue.
Is in charge. We all like what we like and don't like what we don't like, and we have to deal with the way things are. So you can't just tell men you have to like promiscuous women. It just doesn't work that way. Let me show you why.
I love
straight up. You can't tell a man that's worth his salt, got his shit together, got his own house, his own car, to settle for you 304s. It's not going to work that way. And 9 times out of 10, he's not even looking for a 304 anyway. He's looking for a woman who has everything that is well put together. He's looking for a woman with her head on her shoulders, not thinking with her legs wide open. But let's continue.
that example so much. I love that image. Let's go back there just for a quick second. There's some very real reasons, physical reasons, biological reasons as to why men do not prefer unmodest or high body count type of women. And the biggest one throughout the time that we've been humans on this planet has been paternity. You don't know if you're going to be the father of that child because a DNA test was just something that's been created like 60 or so years ago. And then the other big one, of course, STDs. Penicillin's been around with us for 100 years at this point. You trying to tell me you...
Technically, penicillin been around since the 1800s. Let's continue.
Gonna stick it to Mary Magdalene over there and you gonna be burning until you die? Oh man, that shit. Come on, son. No, I will not date you, harlot. You made my boy Sam over here burn for 20 years straight, urinating like 5 to 10 times per day, 5 to 10 reminders of that short-term feeling, and now you have a lifetime of burning regret.
Let me show you why. Imagine that you go outside and you go for a walk and you see that somebody did not clean up after their dog. So they felt like not cleaning up on the inside, and then they put that into the space that you share. How do you feel about that? Do you like it? Probably not. Can you change it? Can you just go, oh great, I'm going to rub this in my eyes? Of course not. That's just how you feel. Now, what if I made a TikTok nagging you about it? This question is for the people who don't like dogs. Okay, let's say I walk my dog and I pick it up and throw it away. You say that's a good thing. Now let's say I bring my dog to your house and he on your pillow. Suddenly that's a bad thing? What is the difference? So you see, I'm thought policing you. There's something I want you to like, and I'm telling you, you should like what I tell you to like. Did it work?
And that's about the size of it. And I mean, fellas, really think about this. All the times you hear these nice simp ass guys always wonder why these women pick bad boys. But then they start to realize, wait a second. Why are these women trying to change these bad boys? Or desperately trying to reform these bad boys and what they want them to be. In the end, it doesn't work out. Yeah, understanding what I'm putting down on this situation? This is the breakdown of his perception. And they want the bad boy to change. They want the bad boys to conform to what they want them to be. But fellas, keep this in mind. When they realize that the bad boy is not going to change for them or conform to what they want them to be, what happens? Yeah, we all know exactly what happens. Need I say more? Let's continue.
Man, I sure hope not. In fact, it probably made you, like me, even less. Because if I want to put something bad in your life and you don't want it, then you will not like me. This is an exercise I created called the association triangle. It shows how people create feelings in general. And what you just said to us is that if you want to sleep with 100 guys and then another guy likes you after that, then you want him to be okay with this. But we're not okay with it. Men really hate this. In fact, most of us are going to hate this more than we like you. So instead of feeling good about your choices, we're going to feel bad about you. Because
and this right there, this graph just represents a lot of what we talk about, the inability to be accountable, instead wants to change your perception of the image that she is projecting after being with Tom, Dick, and Harry. But the interesting thing about this is that most women know this. That's why the body count question is taboo in discussion groups today. But many of them latch on to this kind of feminine.
And rather, it's more like, please don't talk about my body count because I'm so sensitive about that shit. But ladies, let's keep this in mind. Y'all, you had the option to be with one man, get married, start a family, or decide to have your hot girl summer, your hot girl moments, and you want to sleep with 100 men, and for some, 1,000 men in less than 24 hours. By the end of the day, By the end of the day, ladies, you made your choice. But after you had your fun with 100 to 1,000 guys, now you expect for other men to come in and take you as you are, while at the same time you got this big long fucking ass list of demands you want these men to follow. But at the same time, while you got your list, you expect for those same men to take you as you are. Hell to the fucking no. And that's not just myself, but others stated before. If you got demands, so if you got demands for him, so does he for you. And there's no getting around that. And no, and no, no, ladies, these men are not going to pretend here. You slept with how many men? Guess what? Guess what? That shit is not going to magically go away with a snap of a finger off the gate. Let's continue.
This equalization of the sexes. Well, if men can do it, we should be able to do it too. And we'll try to change your perspective of them doing it. Now, I don't think either gender should be doing 100 bodies. I think that is both damaging, but I think that it is less damaging to men.
Choices, we're going to.
Straight up. Me personally, I'm STD free and I like to keep it that way. Thank you very much. Let's continue.
Feel bad about you because you just said, hey, here's something that you hate. Let me rub it in your eyes. I know you wanted the dumbass answer. Sorry about the smart answer. I hope you didn't hate it too much because it's just going to get less dumb. Even though the answer I just gave you was good enough that what other people like is none of your business, I'm also going to tell you why we don't like it.
Do my choices matter?
Did you speak Chinese today by any chance? Probably not. You spoke English yesterday, so you'll
Ni hao,
speak English today and probably tomorrow.
Sure.
Have you ever eaten the same food more than once? Probably.
Yeah.
It would be too hard to just change that up every day. So there are a lot of things that you do over and over. And if one of the things you do over and over is change the guy you're sleeping with, you're probably going to keep doing that too. If I know that you have been with one guy for a long time, then in the future, you probably will be with one guy for a long time. But if I know that you switch guys often, this is about once every 3.2 days, then in the future, you will probably switch guys
Way
often.
easier.
And again, we don't like that, and we're not arguing about it. We do not want to spend time and money on you if you are just gonna switch guys. It's weird that I have to tell.
Oh, you could tell they hurt. You could tell by if they listen to this shit, you know they're gonna be hurting. And mainly because unlike woman A who been with one man and still with that same man to that very day, woman B is being with multiple dudes, but then now all of a sudden she wants to get into a relationship. And here's where it ain't gonna work, because woman B now decided that she wants to be in a relationship with one man. Guess what? The fact that she's been with multiple men and she has that experience, you think woman B is gonna be satisfied with being in a relationship with just one man? No. No, she's gonna miss that thrill of giving it up to multiple men. And fellas, pay attention because if she had multiple men before she got with you, there's a pretty good chance that she's still doing it. And 9 times out of 10, she's probably cheating too. But let's continue.
you this. People don't like cheating, and if you switch guys a lot, you're more likely to cheat.
Another example of this, we could take it out of relationships, is in the corporate world. Way back in my corporate days, right, we used to do hiring. Specifically, I used to go to the National Black MBA, which is one of the large, at the time, I don't know if it is anymore, one of the largest career fairs in the country. And I remember taking a look at the resumes, and often me and the hiring managers, the talent acquisition people would be chatting with each other. And the one thing that we would always say is to take a look out for is quick switches within their history. Outside of the transferable skills, far more likely to give you a look, an opportunity if you see consistency over a long period of time. If you're jumping from job to job, then it is an obvious red flag, because why would an organization want to acquire you? And there's always going to be acquisition costs, whether it be transportation, training costs. Why would an organization want to pay for all of that if you show that you like to hop ship?
Women love to say, trust me. Ignore my behavior. I am wife material. But why would we trust you?
Exactly. Why would those men trust her? Especially if she has that type of behavior. In fact, let me be upfront and real. I don't trust nobody that says trust me. And as I say, as Uncle JD said before, I don't even trust my own dog. I don't trust my own dog to not chew my slippers to pieces. And if I don't trust my dog with my slippers, you think men's gonna trust a woman that's been a pass around, that's been with multiple guys? Wishful thinking at best. Let's continue.
If you are the least trustworthy kind of person. Cheaters don't say, I'm going to cheat on you. They say, trust me.
Yeah.
Everyone says, trust
Scammers
me.
too.
So how do we know who the cheaters are?
True.
Well, we have to observe your behavior. This is the behavior cube. This is the church club axis. That's where you choose to spend your time. This is the modest independent axis. That's how you present yourself to the world. And this is the loyalty axis. Okay. That's how you've behaved towards men in the past. Number of guys is a big sign. The more you have, the dumber it is to trust you. Not everyone with a high body count will cheat, but more of them will. Well, you can see here that marriage gets less stable as body count goes up. And sometimes people change, but not usually. This story down here is one time I got to my Motel 6 at 11:30 p.m. and some fairly cute girl saw me in the lobby and chased me to my car because I was once attractive. And she gave me a palm reading, and I said, this is most likely a bad idea, and I didn't do it.
That's kind of tricky. Something is fishy. That's risky.
And that was new for me at the time. That is change, and most people don't. So if I'm going to offer you commitment, which is expensive, I need to know I can trust you, which I judge by looking at your choices, because there's no other way. And if you've made a lot of bad ones, then I at least need to see that you've changed, and that takes more than 3.2 days. So body count is not everything, especially if she's honest about it and she hasn't done it in a while. And also, maybe you're not perfect either. But I will never give any of my time or money to someone who says my past doesn't matter. Because what we did...
And rightfully so. And rightfully so. I mean, even today, yes, we all seen these dating shows. We all seen the Kevin Samuels. We all seen the Kendra G's. And we all see all these other dating shows too. You got these women on these dating shows that already had their fun. They had their thrills and shit. Now, years gone by, multiple children, multiple baby daddies later. Now they looking for a high value man to come in and come in and rescue them, come in and save them, come into their ready-made family. And then they wonder why these men don't pick them. Well, technically why the men that they want don't pick them. I mean, oh well, shit is tough. Oh well, shit is tough. Maybe they should have been focusing on finding the right man to date, get into a relationship, get married, start a family, uphold that family, and so on and so on. Instead of instead of trying to instead of being out there trying to have their fun, being out there trying to have their cake and eat it too. And no, ladies, as much as you think you can't compete with these men out here, especially in fields where you ladies don't even want to even compete. And I'm just keeping it 100. But let's continue.
Before we will do again, and the more you do it, the less you're likely to stop. So the past doesn't just disappear. And today will be the past. So today doesn't matter. My behavior doesn't matter.
Man.
Ignore my behavior. I'm gonna be here, but treat me like I'm here. No one wants to buy a ring for someone who says, don't judge.
Case in point. These 304s wants to be wife material. Again, wishful thinking. Let's continue.
My behavior. Because you don't have to say that unless you know it's bad. Right. That's why any variation of my choices don't matter is one of the biggest red flags there is. Also, nose rings in, whatever this is.
Yeah.
Are y'all just that?
Oh, thank you for bringing that up. I believe I said it earlier in the video, while she wants to call other people weird, having ugly nose rings is weird, ma'am. Thank you for pointing that out, sir.
Stupid.
Man, relax. Your damn feminism is showing. It never ceases to amaze me the amount of women that get up on the internet, want relationships with men, but then can so easily talk about men or disrespect them so easily. But whole math is right. The car facts, the hoe facts, the stats, and the past behavior when it comes to dating absolutely matters, because a man doesn't want to waste his time, energy, resources, money on potential that is more likely to flip. The studies show this, and we know this anecdotally. That's why they also say you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Hoes can be fun, but hoes is not for a long time. The more women that accept that reality and fit themselves into whatever lifestyle that they want to be. Because, listen, if you want to be a hoe, that's up to you, baby girl. Go have fun. You just got to just deal with the consequence.
Exactly. See, they want to have their 304 phase, while at the same time, when they done with that, now they want to be in a serious relationship. But as I stated before, the fact that they've been with multiple guys, that right there is going to doom them in the end, because by them having multiple guys, they want to turn around and want to have a serious relationship with just one guy. Guess what? She's going to miss that thrill. She's going to miss that thrill altogether. And no, they think they'll be satisfied with just one guy, but even other women know that in situations like this, one guy is not enough. They won't be satisfied with that one guy. This is the reason why This is the reason why most women divorce their husbands, because they miss the streets. They miss being out there having fun. Am I lying? Am I lying? Let's continue.
I ain't gonna be mad at you. There's a place in society for you. Do just understand that your promiscuity will be frowned upon. Shame shall be realized. But don't you get on this damn internet and talk ill of men, because we do not accept you for all of the man batter that you accepted within your life.
Straight up. And that's what I also find a trip too. They have their 304 phase. Now they feel a certain kind of way because these men out here found out exactly what they've been doing and they don't want them. This is also why you see these same 304s trying to shame men into selling for them, which doesn't work. That would be like a man who slept with multiple women trying to shame a woman to be with him. Oh, they wouldn't like it. They wouldn't like it if they were on the receiving end. So why should these men, if they don't like it, then why do they expect for these men to settle for their shit? I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all. But let's continue.
Let's go.
My choices don't matter is the same thing as I am the table. It means I get what I want and shut up about what you want. I'm here, aren't I? My choices don't matter comes in many forms. It might sound like my past doesn't matter. It could be what's the difference between one guy and 100. It could be what I wear doesn't define me. That's what these girls said. Just because I dress this way doesn't mean I'm not wife material, even though dressing this way leads to attention, and attention leads to temptation, and no one is immune to temptation. It's just a matter of chance. And you know all that, and you chose to dress this way, and your choices define you. In other words, just because I behave this way doesn't mean I behave this way. That's why she's got deception eyes. And you don't have to listen to that. If you are a younger guy with less experience, you've probably been told all your life to just be nice, just be yourself, and society says girls are nice and you have to be nice to them, otherwise you're being controlling and that.
And let me just go ahead and say it. Their way of thinking is straight up bullshit. But let's continue.
That's abusive, and that can be confusing because it doesn't feel like you're being abusive. It feels like you're being abused because sometimes you are. Some women will just lie to you to see if you're smart enough to catch them lying, and if you're not, then they don't like you. They will do things you should not be okay with and then tell you to be okay with them, like this, trust me. So these girls said dressing like this doesn't mean they're not wife material.
Like for example, she says she tells you that she wants an open relationship. Because of the fact that she wants to be with more than one man. And she believes you should be okay with that. That and the fact that she could be with multiple men, while at the same time, she expects you to only be loyal to her. For God's sake, for Christ's sake. Y'all can't tell me that shit is not a raw deal. So she can sleep with men freely while you need to stay loyal to her. Do not go for that shit at all. Let's continue.
But the more skin they show and the more often they go out, the more attention they'll get. And the more they drink, the less they'll resist it. And so the chances of something bad happening get higher and higher. And then they say, just because I'm maximizing the chances of bad behavior doesn't mean I'm not wife material, even though wife material is someone who minimizes the chances of bad behavior. So you see what I mean over here. There's her visible behavior, which is easy to judge, and then there's this secret, cloudy, trust me, in the mystery zone. Yeah. I can do all the bad things and still be good. Ignore my behavior.
And once again, let's say it, fellas, wishful thinking. This is her expectation, her expectations versus reality. What she think is going to go down versus how it actually goes down. And how it actually goes down is fuck no. Fuck no, hard pass, ain't happening. To the left. Y'all get what I'm saying. Let's continue.
This girl said, 1 guy, 100 guys, what does it matter? Well, what matters is I don't want to be this guy. I don't want to be guy number.
So case in point, everything matters. 1 guy, 100 guys, what does it matter? It definitely matters. And as I said before, one of the reasons is the fact that if she's been with 100 guys, maybe more, then you think she's going to be satisfied with having just one? And as I said before, this is the reason why most women divorce their husbands, or they ask their boyfriends or husbands to be in an open relationship because she's not satisfied with just one. She needs a whole entire goddamn football team. Let's continue.
99 buying you flowers 3.2 days before guy number 100 shows up. So look out for my choices don't matter. I didn't do what I did. It doesn't mean what it means. Trust my words, not my actions. That is only a test. And if you don't trust her, she'll say this.
Are y'all just that stupid?
Trying to shame.
But if you do trust her, she'll say this.
Are y'all just that stupid?
So don't trust someone in the bad cube. Just find someone in the good cube. Small announcement for those of you who want.
Man,
Straight up.
shout out to Whole Math. I'm going to leave this video down in the description box down below. You guys go up there, check out the announcement from him. But absolutely.
But yeah, I'm going to stop it right here. But man, he broke it down. He broke it down so decently. And yeah, I'm going to stop mine here as well. Again, shout out to MTR, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. And shout out to the Whole Math. I think that's his name. But nevertheless, I said what I had to say. If y'all want to watch MTR, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews video in its entirety, I'll leave the link in the comments section. Go check it out. Tell them JD Miles sent you. Show some love. But nevertheless, I said what I had to say. I'm done and I'm out this bitch. Later.